Hey everyone, welcome back. Or if you're new here, welcome. Today I wanted to do something a little different. It's a get ready with me moment, yes, but it's also a moment to pause, to breathe, and to reflect. To sit with ourselves honestly, even when it feels messy or uncomfortable. I want to start by saying this: it's okay to be vulnerable. Truly, it is. Even here on social media, we don't have to perform, we don't have to make everything look perfect. We're not trying to impress anyone. We are here to share, to reach someone who might need this, to remind ourselves that our humanity is enough, that showing up exactly as we are is brave. Sometimes courage isn't loud, sometimes it's quiet, sometimes it's sitting in front of a camera, brushing your own face and speaking your truth even if no one else is watching. I think about how rarely we speak openly about how we are really doing. We want our lives to look neat, put together, but not every feeling fits that mold. Not every struggle looks pretty, and that's okay. Some feelings don't need validation, some moments don't need approval, they just need acknowledgement. It's not about what you have or where you go, it's about how you feel while you are there. The quiet thoughts that linger in the back of your mind, the dreams you're carrying, the silence, the small burdens that nobody sees, those are what make up your inner landscape. Those are what really matter. I'm drawn to people who talk about the heart, the mind, the soul, the people who care about ideas, emotions, growth, and reflection, not just appearances or status. That's where connection becomes real. I used to be a people pleaser. Saying no was impossible. Boundaries I didn't know they existed. Growing up in a confusing environment, I learned that my needs didn't matter as much as keeping peace, making others comfortable, or simply surviving the emotional tides around me. It left me lost in my own life. I was constantly adjusting, constantly shrinking, constantly asking, am I too much? I am not enough. Healing came slowly and it came in ways I couldn't have predicted. Losing both of my parents was devastating, but in the midst of grief, I had to confront parts of myself I had ignored for years. I had to meet my inner child with love, patience, and care. I had to teach her how to hold her own heart. It was messy, it was lonely, and some days it felt impossible, unlearning old patterns, relearning how to honor myself, discovering what a healthy boundary even looked like. That's not something that happens overnight. It's a lifelong practice. And then I started sharing my journey slowly, carefully, and it was scary. So many people can't digest the kind of healing that isn't neat or easy. Some left, some judge, some criticize, and for a long time I was terrified of being abandoned, terrified that if I showed too much, if I was too real, I would lose people. But over time, my fear shifted. Now I fear losing myself more than losing anyone else. And that's freedom, it's clarity, it's the understanding that your growth doesn't depend on anyone else comfort. It depends on how fiercely and kindly you can care for yourself. Healing isn't about reaching a destination, it's about learning to move with yourself step by step in a way that feels honest and sustainable. Some days will feel heavy, others light. Some steps will feel small, and others will surprise you with how far they carry you. What matters isn't how fast you go or how far you've come compared to anyone else. What matters is noticing the changes with you, the moment when you choose yourself, when you give yourself permission to feel, to rest, to grow. Those are the real victories. It's okay if progress doesn't look like a straight line. It's okay if you stumble or pause. Every moment you take care of yourself, every boundary you set, every little act of self compassion, it all matters. You are learning how to move through the world with more awareness, with more care, and that's a kind of quiet strength that can't be measured from the outside. So, wherever you are in your journey, notice you are allowed to be gentle with yourself, you are allowed to honor your own rhythm, and in doing so, you are creating a life that's not just about surviving, but about being present, being aware, and being true to who you are. That's the most beautiful kind of progress. One of the hardest lessons I've had to learn on this journey is how to protect myself, how to set boundaries, how to say no, and how to stop being a people pleaser. For so long, I thought my world depended on making everyone else happy. I didn't know that my needs, my feelings, my time, my energy, they matter too. Learning to honor yourself doesn't happen overnight. It's messy, it's uncomfortable, and it's sometimes terrifying. But I've discovered that every small step toward setting a boundary is actually a step toward freedom. Boundaries aren't selfish, they are survival. They are how you protect your energy, your peace, and your sense of self. Saying no doesn't mean you are unkind or uncaring, it means you are respecting your own limits. And saying no is a skill. At first, it feels awkward, even guilt inducing, but the more you practice, the more you realize that your voice matters, your choices matter. You don't need to over explain. Sometimes a simple I can't right now or that doesn't work for me is enough. People pleasing usually comes from fear of rejection. I used to bend over backward to avoid conflict, avoid disappointment, avoid being left behind. And yet, the more I honored myself, the more I realized protecting myself doesn't push people away, it attracts the people who truly belong in my life. Boundaries aren't rigid either. Some days I can stretch, some days I need to reinforce them, and that's okay. What matters is being aware of my limits, giving myself permission to say yes to what feels right and no to what doesn't. Every time I honor a boundary, it's an act of self care. Every time I choose myself, it reminds me that I matter, that my feelings matter, that my growth matters. And slowly, I've learned that the real risk isn't saying no. The real risk is saying yes to the wrong things for the wrong reasons. Over time, these small acts of self respect create freedom, clarity, and quiet confidence. You begin to move through life differently, more aligned with who you truly are, rather than who you thought you had to be. Your journey, with all its twists, poses, and stumbles, is completely your own. There's no need to rush, no need to compare, no need to fit anyone else's expectations. Every step you take toward understanding yourself, honoring your boundaries, and healing, every single one matters. It's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to sit with your feelings without needing them to be neat, perfect, or approved by anyone else. Your emotions are yours, and giving them space is an act of courage. Learning to say no, protecting your energy, honoring yourself, none of that is selfish. It's the foundation for living authentically, for building relationships that truly nurture you, and for feeling confident in who you are. And even when it feels uncomfortable or lonely, it's worth it, because the person you can't afford to lose is yourself. Wherever you are on your path, whether you are just beginning to heal, learning to set boundaries, or reflecting on how far you've come, remember this: every pause, every careful step, every act of self compassion is shaping the life you are meant to live. Move gently, move intentionally, keep choosing yourself even when it feels scary. The growth you are nurturing quietly, the changes happening in your heart and mind are creating a life of courage, authenticity, and quiet joy. You've come far already, and there's more light, more clarity, and more peace ahead. Keep going, keep honoring yourself, keep trusting your journey. It's worth every step.